Hi everybody and good morning. We're going to try another Get Ready With Me because we got some products that I really wanted to try that were in the PR package that I opened up. So I pulled out some other products that I haven't had the opportunity to use in a long time. Some of them are one brand, so I figured I would put those all together and try to come up with a look for today. It's early in the morning. We have a bunch of errands that we need to do. It's going to be a hat day, which is why I'm flattening out the top of my hair here in this bandana. So we're going to have to bear with me. I'm trying to get my head around what I'm going to be wearing. There's also an amazing deal that I just got on Amazon that arrived yesterday. So I'm going to share it with you guys just quickly right now. For $5 because I started doing the Get Ready With Me's. These headbands that everybody's been wearing, I was able to get these two headbands, a black one and a beige one. They had it in other colors, but this was all $5 what I'm going to show you. They also came with these type of headbands that I absolutely love with the little bunny on the top, which I shared with you. I have other ones of this, so really, and it stretches nicely and it's really comfortable. And it also came with those wrists that when you're washing, you put these on so that you don't have all of the water go down. So I have other ones of this, but this kit came with these as well. So we're all of that, $5. I'll leave it linked down below because that was an absolute find. I wore these for about an hour yesterday. They didn't hurt my head at all. And I know with headbands, that's always to me the concern. So excited about that. So like I said, I ended up purchasing that simply because of the Get Ready With Me's. All right. So let's get started. So I just dampened my beauty blender. I put on my face this morning, I tried the Real Chemistry cleanser that was in the glam bag. This is okay. It's nice. It gives a little bit of a foaming, not too much, but it is a nice consistency. The other products that I pulled out from my stash that I need to start using is the hydrating toner to give me a little bit more hydration. So I ended up pulling the First Aid Beauty. This also has a really thick, nice consistency to it and really refreshing when you put it on your skin. And then because I was using First Aid Beauty, I pulled another First Aid Beauty product out, and it is the Bounce Boosting Serum. I think we got this last month. This one has collagen and peptides, also a really nice lotion. It's a mixture between a serum and a lotion, so I ended up using that. So, oh, and the last thing was I have a little guy here, which I had the full size of. This is the Eye Duty Niacinamide. It has a little bit of a color to it, not that much, but it has a little bit where I put it under my eyes to give it a little bit of brightness. Now, let's get started because I decided I would film once I already did my first step, but I'll show you again what I just did. I ended up putting on the lotion, which is a primer, the Secure the Blur. It's a makeup one size, and this one is also a lotiony type of product. It comes out really nicely. I'll show you a little bit on the back of my hand here, but it is just like a lotion. And I ended up putting that on my face, and then I went and dampened my beauty blender. So I'll put a little bit more so you guys can see. It just leaves your skin not tacky or anything like that. It just smooths everything out a little bit. And it's on my brain to use one size simply because we are already talking about this month's icon coming up in August, which we now know is the Legends. And I already put a little bit of this under my eyes. I'll just show you a little bit more. This is from Catrice. This is also really inexpensive. I'll leave it also down below. I get this on Amazon. It's the under eye brightener. It's called the Instant Awake. It's as close to the Becca. So if you love the Becca one, this one is really, really good. And the shade that I have here is light rose. I literally just take a little stippling brush. It's from La Rouche. And then I take this, which like I said, I already did a little bit. And then I realized I should film this. So let me see here. So what I do is I just take a little bit on the brush, I stipple it in, and then I take from my travel brushes, I have a little It Cosmetic guy, and then I just use it. It's like a little kabuki. And I just take that and I just help it go in. So now we're up to date on what I've done so far. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the foundation on. So, and this is the Catrice. All right. I have a sink right underneath me. So I try that once I use something, I just drop it in the sink. And then at the end, when I'm putting everything away, I then go ahead and it's an easy thing just to clean, because a lot of us do the tap taps with the eyeshadow and all that, so it makes it easy. So I'm going to be trying the One Size Turn Up the Base. It's their BB cream. It's a Beauty Blur Balm. That's what it looks like here. And the shade that I have is medium 1. And on this one here, you just click the top and then it opens up. And I'm just going to put it directly onto the Beauty Blender. And it has a bit of a thicker consistency, which a lot of beauty balms do. I have to get used to talking while I'm putting my makeup on. Usually this is where either I have music playing or I just get my head around some thoughts of what I'm going to do today. So it's a little bit out of the norm for me to be talking while I'm putting on makeup, but we'll have to get used to it. And because I'm going to be wearing a hat, I'll just put a little bit on the top here, but normally I wouldn't, because all that happens is the rim, the inner rim will have all that makeup look to it. My favorite BB cream is from Tarte, and this is nice, but I don't feel it's giving a lot of coverage. As you can see, my sunspot is still there. So I'm just going to put a little bit on the sponge again and just see if I can cover that area a little bit more. But personally, I'm a huge fan of his actual makeup artistry, and I always want to try his products. And when we had the opportunity through IPSY, it made it even better. Oh, I also put on my lips, what I'll show you. I guess that's that. So, like I said, where I am now, it's where I normally am, but I'm usually facing a mirror that's on my wall, and it's just a little bit different. So I always do my best to show you as much as I can. Of course, I'm going to probably touch up after, I stop filming. Somebody made a comment that I forgot to do my brows. I do very little to my brows. My brows are very thick on their own. I sometimes put a little bit of a brown pencil. If I do, let me show you this one. It is usually this one from the Brow Gal. It's just a pencil, and I'll put a little bit in to give it a little bit more definition, and then I simply brush it out. But a lot of stuff that I do, I could possibly be doing it off camera. I'm just trying to show you the basics of what I get done. And then, like I said, I'm not a makeup artist. I'm just a beauty enthusiast who loves sharing the deals with you. And then we're all in it together, that you're able to get the same products at the same prices that I'm paying. And this is also going to be from One Size that I also picked up. And the only shade that they had even close, and sometimes when you're in the shop, you kind of gotta not only guess on what you want to get, but also the shades might be limited. I ended up in Fair 3, which is something I would never purchase if I was buying it online. I'd either would choose a light or a light medium, but this might be a little bright, but we will definitely tone everything down with powder. So again, it's giving brightness from what I can see. Hopefully you guys can see also. And I always try to make the center of my face brighter, and then of course under the eyes. And of course, if you're using a beauty blender that's like, wet, It's going to make things a little bit sheerer, so if you want more coverage with anything, always use a brush. All right, so now I also pulled out my one size powder that I also got from our collections here at the IPSY shop. And this one is in translucent. And what's nice about this, his packaging, it ends up having a little bit of a lid to it. He now has it available in like peaches and pinks. I was able to pick up in the add-on section from Danessa Merrick's a pink one, because just like you, I get influenced. And I love being able to try some of the newer products, but I always wait for it to either be an amazing sale or in the shop. So let's see what we can do here. So a lot of people, when they put it on the back of these triangles, which are also on Amazon, really inexpensive, I'll try to remember to leave all these things down below. They say to put it on the back of your hand to then push it further into the sponge. So we're going to try that today, but it did, whoops, I flashed a mirror at you, I apologize. It did leave a lot on my hand here, so that definitely will take off some of the product. And it's still, there's still a lot. So I'm going to do the same thing. Take a little more on the pen, back of the hand. It's always fun to watch people put on makeup because you learn little tricks that you don't even know that they're tricks until someone points out to you that, oh, I never knew that, or I never did that. So hopefully the things that are just routine to me are also maybe something new to you guys, and you'll be able to learn and maybe try some new techniques also. Because what's great about makeup is that we get to play. So because I'm a combo girl, and we're going to be outside a little bit, I do my best to powder up. And then as you can see, my skin is drinking a lot of it in already. And I will close this up. And I will just use a big fluffy powder brush to wipe off all of the excess. And there's really not a lot to wipe off because, like I said, my skin really drank it all in. So to me, this BB is really natural. You can still see the little spot there. So that's good to know that if you're someone that doesn't like a lot of coverage, but you want to even out your skin tone, then this might be a good one for you guys to try. All right, so now I'm going to pull out another newer product to us, which is the one that we got also last month from Sophia and Mabel. This is the one that's called Too Pretty. It's a bronzer, and it's simply, the name just says Too Pretty. It's called Sunlit Sand, Volume 2. And with this, what I do is I just do a 3. So I do just a little bit up here, and then the jawline. And then you can see one side to the other, the definition. And then whatever I have left over on the brush, I put on my eyelids. And then I take just a large kabuki. This one's from Wet n Wild. And I just try to buff it all out. So if there's any harsh lines, it helps with that. Definitely takes a lot more energy to film and talk and put your makeup on at the same time, but you guys are enjoying this, so I figured I'll try as much as I can. And I had time today, so got up early. So that's that. All right, so now we're gonna take the blush that we also got, we're gonna be getting this month, the Periwinkle Pop from Seraphim Botanicals. If you didn't see this, look how cute that is. And the Seashell is the shade. And I ended up picking this from my paid for box as well. Some of you got lucky and you also had an option with the coral shade. I was hoping to, there is some, a lock came off on the brush and there was a little bit of fallout in here, so I'm hoping you guys can see all that. So I'm gonna try very gently to put this amount on both. So I'm gonna do a little pop here, a little bit on the tip of the nose, and again, whatever's left over on. And if I don't have time, I'll end up doing just a tight line and mascara for the shadow, if I'm like just running grocery shopping or things like that. And by doing that bronzer the way I did and just a quick little push with your blush brush, it definitely gives a little bit definition. That's pretty. Definitely a lot of coverage, so you really just need to pop your brush in once. And like I said, there's just a little bit of fallout. I'll put a little bit on my fingertips so you guys can see how pretty the color is. So I was hoping to get this also in the coral because I do like the Seraphim Botanicals. But for me, if you just do it lightly, then you'll get like that type of coverage. Really, really pretty. All right. So we got the bronzer, we got the blush. Now let's take the other side here that has the highlighter. And I just have a brush from my collection. This one is called the Wet Shine Highlighter Brush. I think this is Alamar. And all of these, majority of the products here, I think are from IPSY. And if you're worried about highlighter, a good thing to always do is just try to do it a little higher up. A little bit on the top here and a little bit on the tip. And then I do a little bit above my brows. I'm not seeing a lot, but maybe, oh, there it is. And if you want more, you know, you can always spritz your brushes and then you'll get a little bit more of that. Pretty, okay. And that's that. So we did the face. So the face is pretty much done. If you want to help brighten up under the eyes, I always have my banana powder. I'll do a little bit here. And I'll show you one eye versus the other so you can see the brightness. Okay. All right. So what I have on my lips that I started off this video is with this one that's from Kitano. This is also in a lot of our bags this month. It has a little bit of a tilt to it. I'll put a little bit more on so you guys can see. It is a really beautiful glossy formula. And it definitely moistened my lips. Really, really pretty. So this is really nice to keep it on. It's not sticky. It feels beautiful on the lips and it does leave a gorgeous, gorgeous shine. So hopefully you guys got this as well. And then, let me see what else I have here. We have the tight line. So we can do the one that is the Fake Awake from Tarte. So I'll put a little bit. And I'll do one eye so you guys can see, even without any shadow on, the difference from one eye to the other. And it just gives it a little bit more brightness. And I don't have any trouble with Tarte products in the waterline. And they also, I feel, stay, which is also really nice as well. So there we have that. And then of course, I'll do another little tight line. We have the one that we got last month from LITHE. Another brand that I ended up choosing as my choice item in my glam bag for some shadows to try more from this brand. And when I say tight line, all I'm doing is I'm hoping the camera picks up where I'm not blocking too much. And then you'll see one eye to the other. So it gives it a little bit more definition. And then if you don't want to wear eyeliner, this actually helps make your lashes look longer because you're giving it more of a base that is black. Now we're going to play with the shadows. And then I pulled out the Caloray because we're trying to see more from this brand too. This is also an owner of a brand that a lot of us are familiar with that now has our own brand. And then I'm also going to use and try the one from Dear Midnight. This we also got last month. This one actually surprised me. It is the one that has where the color turns, and because I've used this, you can see it turned a little bit pink. It's not a crazy pink. I had ones from IT Cosmetics that it became such a fuchsia pink. This really is a pretty one, so I'll leave this and we'll put it on at the end. All right, so where are we now? So we're just gonna do some shadows. Okay, so let me move these here. I'll put the brushes here. So, I'm sure you all saw the PR unboxing and we did the swatches of everything, and the shadows here from Laura Geller ended up being stunning on the swatches. This is Laura Geller and it's called the Seasonless Staples. It's the Wildflower Wishes. This has 14 shadows in it. They have the mixture of the mattes and the shimmers. And it's the first time I'm going to be using this, but just based on the swatches, I was really, really impressed. Yeah, you can see I have some Laura Geller shadows that are not my favorite. And especially her baked shadows, I find I have a little difficulty with. But her baked face products, out of this world. So this, again, has a little bit of fallout, and I'm just tapping it lightly, and you're seeing that. So it just means to tap off so that it doesn't end up on your face. And especially if you're like me and you do your foundation first. And the reason I do my foundation first is I can go out of the house quickly with, like I showed you, just a little bit on my eyelids. So if I run out of time, it makes it easier for me to know that at least my face is covered. All right, the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to start building up. So I'm going with the next matte that is right over here. And then I'm going to go with the Tiger Lily next. So what I share with you all the time in my videos, and these are just large, fluffy blending brushes. I go above my natural crease to give the illusion of more eyelid space. And then I'm going to take the Tiger Lily and go a little bit lower. And the deeper the color, for me, I feel it gives it more depth. Now everyone's going to do their eye makeup a little bit differently based on their eye shape. But these are some tricks that I do if you have small eyes or if you have hooded eyes. There's a big difference between small eyes and hooded eyes. Hooded eyes means your skin has lapped over, where small eyes are just what I have, where there's not a lot of lid space, but you can definitely create the illusion. And also go very lightly when you're doing anything on your eyelids, because as you can see, one of my eyelids, the one on this side, you'll see, I'll try to show you on camera. When I'm putting something on, you can see that it moves like a lot more than this guy here. And it kind of looks like there's wrinkles there. So that's why you have to be very careful with your lids. I think this is giving beautiful, beautiful colors. All right, and then now I'm just gonna take a little bit of a pencil brush and then just deepen it up. And because I'm wearing the green, I'm going to do the marigold, the other one on this side here, just to deepen it up. And then I'm going to try to go into a few of the greens, maybe under. And what I do is a little bit like of a backwards L. I do a little bit on the eyelid, the eye line, and then I try to make it and then bring it into a C. Hoping that everything is visible to you guys. And this again is just to give it a little bit definition. And then if you want, which maybe we'll do, we'll add a little green up there too. Yeah. Okay, and then we're just going to take a little bit of one of the shimmer shades. I think I'm going to do the one that is called Sunflower. That's right on the top here. Back of the brush, just a flat shadow brush, and put it in the center here. And that's it on its own, but as you know, I always like to do a little spritz. So I put it on the brush first, the shadow, and then I add it. Yeah, that's a pretty color. Look at that. What a difference when you just add a little bit of the spritz. Again, I'm going to take a little bit on the back. I'll put it on again directly. And then I'll do a little bit with a spritz. And a spritz is just any setting spray that you have out. I'm trying to use up this one that I have out here. It's not pretty, really pretty. And then I just take a real small pencil brush, which is like that size, and I'll go in with a lighter shade, which on this palette here, it's called Cornflower. And I'm just gonna do the inner area here. Again, just to brighten up. Very pretty. And then the same little pencil brush, I'm going to take some of the green that's called Poppy. And then just put a little bit of the green as close to the lash line. And then I'll take a little bit on the top as well. I think that's pretty good. I'll double check once I'm off camera if I want to add any more, but for now I'm going to leave it like that. All right, so impressed with this if you got this, and I'm also going to be getting one. Very excited about that. All right, just going to take a little sip of water. Do a little bit of the spritz. Okay, I'm going to end that right here because we're at the 30-minute mark, which is a lot. I'm going to put this on maybe in a different small video so you'll be able to see it. And that's it. All right, so take care, everybody, and I'll see you all soon again in the next one. Bye for now.